Today we are on the outskirts of the Trossachs National Park to take in a lesser walked hill. I'm Alistair and this is the Highland Hikers. Hello there, thanks for joining me again today. After what has been a very blustery and wet week where we've meant to be having these pretty big storms which haven't really amounted to much, certainly where I live. I have come out in a small weather window at this weekend where tomorrow it's meant to be like 50-mile-an-hour winds. Today it's meant to be next to nothing, but as the day goes on it's supposed to get a wee bit windier. So I thought I'd make the use of this Saturday morning and get out up the hills to get something quite local to me. I say local, it's still a 90-minute drive, but I think that's fairly local as far as mountains go to Glasgow. But yeah, like I've got less than 9 kilometres of walking in this one and just over 600 metres of ascent, but I'm still going to take in a decent summit which has some pretty good views. Going by the West Maps, what I should be able to see around here should be pretty good. So the beginning of this walk has a pretty steady ascent. You've got about 300 metres pretty much straight up over the first mile or kilometre and a half or so. But once you get up to here, the views start to open up. So behind us, on the right hand side there, we've got Benvane. Which, that's apparently how it's pronounced. Which Douglas and I hiked up earlier this year with our friend Joe. If you haven't seen that video, I'll pop a wee link to that in the top right. Then to the left of that, we've got Scottish, and then I believe just in the cloud to the left is Benvane. So all three of them just kind of tickling the clouds up there. However, I'm hoping mine's won't be quite in the clouds today. I'm not quite as high as the two of those Munros, although almost matching Benvane. But we'll keep going on. We've got a nice steady flat section now as we kind of get up onto not quite the summit plateau. We've still got some ascent at the end, but we've not got too far to go in terms of ascent to get there. It is rather boggy up here. One thing I'm fairly certain about on this hike is that I'm going to have this mountain to myself. I think there's not a lot of room for parking at the beginning, and like I said earlier, I don't think people really actually come up this one, given the much more popular one to the south, which we'll talk about a wee bit later. If you do enjoy our content, thank you very much for watching. If you want to help support the channel, you can do so by giving us a super thanks if you wanted, or you can just give us a wee thumbs up, give us a like, and just make sure you're subscribed. I am really looking forward to the winter. After doing our winter skills course earlier this year, I am desperate to get out in the snow. I've got all the gear ready to go, and yeah, I'm just hoping Dougie gets a wee bit fitter so we can both go out, be a wee bit safer out together. Just want to also say big thank you to everybody who commented on my last video. I was talking about big life changes, a wee bit about depression, and I really appreciated what everybody had to say. I think I was a wee bit nervous putting that video out, just I don't really know why I was nervous, but certainly releasing that and then seeing everybody's very kind comments was very therapeutic and kind of made me feel even better. So yes, here we are again, out today big smile on my face, and yeah, couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier until I run into this. So I have made it to the summit of today's goal, and unfortunately we are in the clouds now. Not much that can be said about that. Back that way should be able to see Benvane. Back over that way should be Benvane and Stockacroin, and like away over this way should be able to see Benmore and Stobinion and the rest of the Crane Larach Monroes. And if you're wondering where I am at the top of Benvane. Now, not that Benvane that you're thinking of, the Monroe. This one is a Corbett, which just sits north of Benlady. It's effectively on the kind of same mountain stretch. You can walk from here all the way down to it. I don't think there's too much descent between here and there, but everybody does Benlady, and nobody really seems to come up here. There's not a really obvious track heading in that direction. But yeah, like I said, I'm the only person up here today, probably for good reason. It did, like, to be fair, like I said, 80% chance of a cloud-free summit, and I don't think there's any cloud-free summits happening here today. But hey ho. So as I said, this is Benvane. It is a Corbett, and it's a height of, I forgot the height already. So as I said, this is Benvane. It is a Corbett at a height of 821 metres, so it's a decent height, and there's not a huge amount of ascent to get up here. Like I said, it's over 600 metres, and it is fairly steady. It's not even that steep at the beginning. It's just because I'm really unfit. It makes it feel worse than it is. But yeah, you can head back down towards Benlady, or maybe what you might want to do is head that way. Before you get to Benlady, you could cut off down towards Loch. You could walk up the side of there to Balchwyddier, and then back to the start. That would make a nice loop. It would be a fairly, maybe not a long day, but you're going to walk up a tarmac path for most of that the way back. And but for me today, I'm going to head back the way I have come up the hill, and yeah, this would make a good half-day hike. So I have reached the main descent, so to speak. This is the bit where I was absolutely dying coming up because I'm so unfit. And we're heading back into the glen. And I think I'm going to be back in the car within about 3.5 hours. That's like really how quickly this walk's taken me. I thought it'd be at least 4.5, but hey ho. And that's with a good bit of walking and back and forward to take all these shots. Don't think you appreciate just how much extra we end up walking because of that. It's been a very pleasant day, primarily because I've had the mountain to myself. It's just great to lose yourself in your own thoughts and just relax, get away from it all. Yeah, and just, it's absolutely bliss. Would have been better if I had a view at the top, mind you, but sometimes when you get a view you kind of wish you were sharing that view with somebody else as well, but not today. Anyway, back down here next to that farm is my car, and I'll be heading back up the road. So if you have enjoyed it, give us a wee thumbs up, and we shall see you on another hike.